Good morning. Hello. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone is well. We're going to give just a few minutes for people to join and then we'll get going. So if you're watching the replay, we usually dive in around the 4 or 5 minute mark. And if you don't know who I am Jennifer Main. I'm a transformational guide. I'm an initiator. I help people step up and step into their highest potential and live the purposes that they are here to live. And today, so these meditations have been part of that kind of mission on my part, is helping people to get into a practice of regular daily meditation, longer periods of time. I know my life totally changed when I really stepped up my meditation and started deepening that process. So my hope is that people will continue with that on the days that I'm here and the days that I'm not. There's a whole backlog of recordings from the last few weeks that you can tune into on the video section of the page. So good morning, Jill and Jan and Tracy and Shuna, Allison and Maritzia. Thank you for being here. Nice to see you all. The last few days we've been delving into aspects of the nervous system and our senses, so our intuitive and our physical senses, and looking at sight and vision. Yesterday we connected with our hearing, the capacity to hear and hear truth. There's been a lot in the last couple of days about truth. Today we're going to look at our capacity to feel. So our empathy, our capacity to connect with our own emotions and feelings, and to do that without dissociating, disconnecting, without rejecting, which can be the hard part a lot of times. Morning, Emily. Morning, Katrina. The best way to start. Good. Good. Oh, you got to catch up on work, but that's fine. You hear it whenever it works for you. Morning, Liz. Morning, Joanne. Yes. So thank you for being here. So if anybody's had anything come up for the last couple days that they want to share or ask, please feel free. We got a couple minutes before we start doing the breathing. Make sure you've had some water this morning. Make sure you've got a scarf or a blanket or something so that you're comfortable today, especially today when we're talking about feeling. We're going to be connecting with the skin. So we want to make sure that we're warm enough. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Julie. Make sure you're warm and comfortable. If you've got any kind of crystals with you or you want to light a candle, lots of people have different rituals for their meditation, things that they like to do to kind of get them in that space. I'll show you what I've got with me today. This is one of my favorites. This is a smoky citrine, which is great for the solar plexus and for grounding the things that you want to create. So we're going to do some solar plexus clearing today. So hopefully you've got some crystal friends that can join you. Let's see. Morning, Yenny. It's a beautiful day. Definitely. Morning, Elsa. Morning, Julie. You've been expanding on eyes. We'll visit hearing later. Good. So maybe still on eyes. I'm not sure. So just you order the progress, the time that works for you. There are some people that will take one meditation and spend a couple days with it. So if you feel like you need more time with one, then take your time. And morning, Rona and Lisa. So that is huge. Is that my crystal? Yeah. This is one of my favorites. This is a special one. Morning, Mags. We do some good work together. So good morning. Right, so in just a minute we're going to start with the breathing. So we'll take you through just a simple breathing technique. I think most of you have done it before. So it's deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So with the breathing, just make sure you're nice and comfortable. You can sit up or lie down for it. It's just a few minutes, so do whatever works for you. And you can set some intentions for the breathing as well as the meditation. So if you know there are issues that have been coming up for you in terms of in feeling emotions, the spectrum of emotions, we're going to talk more about that after the breathing. But if there's anything obvious that you want to set the intention for that heals now, then you can go ahead and start that process with the breath, because the breath will help to move that energy through you. Right. Morning, Caroline and Shuna. My essentials, my tissues. Yeah. Absolutely. They're good. Great. So let's do a couple minutes of breathing. So if you want to close your eyes, make sure you're sitting or lying nice and comfortably, that you're warm enough. And just in your own pace, your own time, just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And make sure this is full lung, full body breathing. So none of this shallow breathing that we can fall into. Morning, Caroline. Just continue to breathe deeply, filling your lungs, and then starting to feel that air and that energy expand beyond your lungs and through your body as well. And make sure that you're breathing out fully as well. That breath out is where we release a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of issues. So if your out breath feels like it's longer than your in breath, that is fine. You can allow that to happen. That's not a problem. So breathe deep into that. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in lots of love. You're breathing in lots of peace. You're breathing in abundance. And as you breathe out, your body's more relaxed. You're feeling more calm and more centered and present. Just at your own pace, nice deep in-breaths and full out-breath. And start to witness your chakras opening at the front and the back of your body so that your chakras are breathing too. And also allow your skin to breathe. Really feel your skin opening up, your aura, the energy around you. You know, that barrier that you've got around your body. Feel that start to breathe. As your skin breathes, so can your organs, the systems, your bones and muscles. Just feel that flow in and out of your body and the rhythm that creates. Really feel that flow of energy through you. You can also bring your focus to your solar plexus, your belly, your tummy, your third chakra. And really allow that area to breathe too, to open up, to feel a spaciousness within. Any energy there that feels stuck or stagnant, allow the breath to help it to start to move. Nice deep breaths. Allow yourself to feel more centered, more present, relaxed and calm. Whatever you're thinking about doing today, just set that to the side for now. It will be there for you when we're finished. So allow your mind to relax, focus on what's at hand just in the present moment. Going within, communing with your body. So a couple nice deep breaths. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, or if you want to stay in that space and do a little bit more breathing, that's fine. I'm going to talk you through our focus for today, and then we'll get started. Morning, Kirsten. Glad you made it. So thank y'all for being here. So today we're having another day of connecting with the nervous system and with allowing that information to flow. So again, the point I want to make is that your nervous system is the fastest, most incredible supercomputer on the planet. Our capacity to process and understand and receive information is beyond what you know. So allowing ourselves to be open to that is really the first step. And the more you are resisting your senses, the more you're resisting information that you're able to receive, the more you cut yourself off from truth, the more you cut yourself off from the bigger picture of life, from understanding what's actually happening on many, many levels. So what usually happens in terms of the nervous system and the senses is that people are afraid of the information they're receiving, or they think they're afraid of it. They think that it feels like it's too much, that they feel overwhelmed by it. It feels like it's too fast, or it's in some weird language that they don't understand. The reality is that, again, you have the capacity to handle all of that and more. This is how we're built to, we're energetic beings. We're meant to commune and connect with the energetic world. So with our physical senses, if you're having issues with your physical senses, then there is definitely an energetic issue or an emotional issue that's getting in the way there. So there's fear getting in the way, there's resistance, there's part of you that's trying to build barriers to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself in your comfort zone, whatever the rationale or the reasoning is. It all kind of boils down to some of the same things. So the invitation today is to surrender the barriers, to let all that stuff go, to let go of the protection, because protection doesn't really work, and it just takes up a whole bunch of energy that you could dedicate towards things that are actually enlightening and enlivening and that will actually serve you. Oh, and I can already feel some stuff shifting. Good. I'm glad. So today we're going to connect with our capacity to feel. So this will tie in with obviously our physical sensations, our capacity to be able to feel through our skin, within our bodies, to our connection with the outside world. So that could be things around physical touch, affection, things like that can come up. What feels good for you. So comfortable clothing, fabrics, textures, the food that you eat, textures of food. So it's just really looking at what feels good for you, what feels healthy or aligned, or that capacity to feel in a physical sense. So there's that component of, again, the skin, which is our kind of natural boundary with our body. So we'll do a lot with kind of clearing and healing the skin today. So if you've got skin issues, things like congestion, irritation, inflammation, even things like old scarring, things like that, you can set the intention that stuff heals today. So we're also going to connect with our solar plexus. So that's kind of where we tend to process and interpret a lot of the information that comes through. And I do want to say that there is a difference between, so we can talk about a gut feeling, which again is that feeling sense or sensation. But sometimes people confuse a gut feeling with fear, and fear is not intuition. So I know we talked about this a little bit the last couple of days, but fear is not intuition. Fear is a lack of understanding. So if you are listening to fear, if you're holding a lot of fear and pain and suffering in your gut, in your solar plexus and those middle chakras, then that is what is stopping you from being able to understand your intuition, to be able to get the truth through. So we're going to spend some time today also clearing out the energy of the solar plexus and letting go of whatever's there, any old emotions that you're holding on to, old memories that are getting in the way. Any of the emotional stuff. And our kind of the gut and these lower chakras are where we can hold on to a lot of stuff. So doing some healing for these areas can make a massive difference in your life. So if you've had physical issues with your gut, with digestion, with things being able to move and flow, if there's kind of a feeling of either being stuck and holding or forcing and pushing, any pain and discomfort there, today's the time to really let that go. And then obviously there's still that component of the nervous system, which is our connection, our flow. It's that kind of relay of information, sharing of information through the body and how we react or how we respond. So let me know if there's any questions about any of that. We got a couple minutes before we start the meditation. But yeah, let me know if anything comes up around that. So we're definitely going to connect with the human spectrum of emotion today. So we are these eternal beings, and then we come here to have a human experience, and most of us get here and go, what is this? What are these feelings? What are these emotions? What it is that's going on? What is it that's going on? Because the reality is that we have a spectrum of emotion, and you never really just feel one thing at a time. There's always a bit of a mixture or a few things happening. And so if we don't understand, and for a lot of us, we are struggling, we're trying to understand what it is that we're feeling at a specific time. And sometimes that can feel, we perceive it as being overwhelming or confusing. So we'll do some healing today to help you understand the spectrum of emotion more. And also to become more comfortable with whatever you deem as positive or negative emotions. The reality is that all emotion, all feelings are messengers, and they have information for you. If you are feeling something that's negative, it's because something is out of alignment in your life. And that negative feeling is saying, this doesn't feel good because you're making the wrong choices. You're making choices that don't align and that are not good for you. And your positive feelings are saying, yeah, you're right on track. Keep doing this. Keep choosing this stuff. So ultimately, if you're feeling negative, it's simply about making different choices in your life. That's really what all this boils down to. So we're going to help to resolve and get some messages. If there's any feelings that you're needing to listen to or hear, there's some time today for you to get those messages and get that clarity and understanding so that you can release that, release yourself, let that go so that those emotions aren't needing to shout so loudly at you. And energetically, we're going to connect with the aura, with the energy that's around us as we're receiving our capacity to perceive and process the energy around us, and connecting with that. One thing I do want to say before we get started, and this is one of my big kind of missions and things that I'm really trying to share with the world. So in the healing world, we use a lot of language that isn't really correct or healthy, or that doesn't actually explain the truth as well as it could. So my goal is to help people change the language around healing and consciousness and the way that we learn and grow and heal. So one of the things I want to share with you, and if it needs some time to settle in and for you to understand it more deeply, that's fine. But there's a lot of language in the healing world around empathy and how healers and how other people take on other people's emotions, and that is not true. What we do is we receive information from other people. And if they have a lot of anger, if they're experiencing a lot of anger at that time, and you also have a lot of anger within you or are processing or experiencing a lot of anger at that time, then you two trigger each other. And so you feel it more strongly. It's not that you take on their anger and then you're carrying around their anger. You can't do that. There's got to be a resonance for your anger to be triggered. So for me, the whole point of healing is that when you heal your old stuff, when you heal your old beliefs and emotions, and you get to that point where where you're listening to your emotions, then you don't need to have so much anger to tell you what to do, to make some different choices. And then you don't get triggered by other people because there's nothing left to trigger. Oh, that already feels better. So I would encourage you to stop using language like that, where it's somebody else that you're taking them on. That's a boundary issue. And as healers, that's not what we do. We don't take on other people's stuff. We hold a space and we witness and we facilitate so that they can heal. And if you have your own stuff that's getting triggered, fine. You go and you heal that too. It's not about you taking it on. If you speak to somebody who has a stomach ache and then they leave and 2 hours later you still have a stomach ache, that's your stomach ache. That's not their stomach ache. The resonance between you may have triggered that awareness, and that's all it is. It's triggering an awareness that there's something to address in your life. So I would really encourage you not to look at other people's stuff and say that you're taking theirs on, because that's absolutely not what you're doing. Yeah, Mags, yeah, definitely. So a lot of this is kind of changing that language and changing that understanding, because everything is really just about consciousness and awareness. It's about creating a consciousness for yourself. And if there's pain or discomfort within you, whether that's emotional pain, physical pain, there's something going on energetically, it's simply to create an awareness that there's something that needs adjusting, that there's a different choice that needs to be made. Or you can keep making the same choices and feel the same. You got free will. It's totally up to you. Yes. So in terms of today, we're going to go through and clear some good stuff. Recognize that whatever's coming up is stuff that you've chosen to experience on some level. Maybe not consciously, but on a subconscious level, it's there to give you a message. It's there to help you understand. So we're going to stop fighting our feelings. We're going to stop fighting our emotions, and we're going to welcome them as friends so that they can help us and they can guide us, and we can then adjust our lives accordingly. Hopefully that sounds good. So, right. Oh, thank you, Allison. Right, so let's dive into our meditation. So again, if you need a quick drink of water, if you need to get adjusted, if you want to lie down, if you can lie down without falling asleep, that's fine. If you're going to fall asleep, stay sitting up. It's good to consciously be aware of what's going on in the meditations too. So get warm and comfy. I know some people can get cold in meditations because you're releasing energy, so the body temperature can drop, or that feeling can drop. So yeah, make sure you got a few layers on. And just start by taking in a couple nice deep breaths. Close your eyes. And just start to feel your body relax. Nice deep breaths. And just feel your body start to sink into the chair, the sofa, whatever it is that you're sitting on. You're feeling supported, feeling cared for, so that your body can shift and change over the next half an hour. So breathe deep. And bring yourself into your nervous system. So your nerves run from your brain, through your spinal cord, out through your whole body. This network of communication. And just take a moment to connect with those connections. And get a sense of how healthy your nervous system is physically. Just gently scan through your body and get a sense of the health of those connections. And if there are any areas of damage or disconnection on a physical level, just notice what's there. We're going to allow it to heal soon. Just get a sense of any areas that might need a little help or attention today. And now allow yourself to move out to your skin. Your skin covering your whole body. And again, just connect with it and get a sense of the health of your physical skin. This is one of the boundaries of your body, but it's meant to be porous. It's meant to allow things in and out. So it's not a barrier. So as you scan through your skin, get a sense of any physical inflammation, any irritation, any congestion, any old marks or scars. Pain or discomfort. Just take a moment and connect with it and notice what's there. If it's nice and healthy, great. If there's areas that need some help, allow yourself to connect. And take a nice deep breath and bring yourself into your solar plexus. This is the area that connects with your liver, your gallbladder, your stomach, upper part of your intestines, a bit of your kidneys as well. So lots of organs there. And again, just get a sense on a physical level how those organs are functioning, especially your liver. Sometimes our livers can feel a bit congested, maybe feel a bit overwhelmed. Just allow yourself to notice what's happening physically with your liver. It's busy, does loads of functions for us, does a lot for the body. So if it's busy, that's great. But get a sense of how well it's functioning. So take a moment and breathe deep into your solar plexus, that energy center. And I want you to allow yourself to tune into the emotions that are there. And if there's joy, happiness, and laughter, amazing. Allow yourself to connect with them. But also allow yourself to connect with the feelings that you may be less comfortable with. And just recognize the spectrum of emotion there within you. And if you're having a hard time connecting with those feelings, I want you to breathe deep and start to let the barriers down. Anything that you've put in there to protect yourself, stop yourself from being uncomfortable, feeling pain, just breathe into that and start to let that release and change. You're going to connect with those feelings so you can release your fear of them, and so you can hear them, so you can feel them, so you can understand them. They can't hurt you. This is old stuff. So breathe deep. Take a moment. And if there's any guilt in your gut, I want you to connect with it. Just allow yourself to feel any guilt that's there. And allow yourself to receive any wisdom from that guilt about things you can do differently, about ways you can love and care for yourself better, about ways that you can respond to the world in healthier ways. So listen to the wisdom of that guilt. And as that guilt shares its wisdom, feel it lessening, loosening, lightening within you. Take a deep breath and connect with any anger that you're holding on to. Anger can sometimes feel scary. We're afraid of what it will do. But recognize that it's trying to help you. And allow that anger to share the wisdom, the positive messages that it has for you right now. So are there some things that would be good for you to speak up and say in a healthy, kind way? Are there some boundaries that you could adjust in your life that would help you feel more at home, more at ease, more loved and cared for? Are there things from the past that you've been trying to rewrite that you could simply allow to heal? So take a moment and let that anger speak, listening to the positive messages it has for you. Breathe deep. As you receive that information, feel your body healing. Feel a spaciousness within. Feel that anger changing. And as that anger changes, you can allow any frustration or irritation to heal with it too. Breathe deep. Allow yourself to connect with any sadness. Sometimes we believe we're going to get lost in it, we're going to drown in it, that it's going to overwhelm us. Go into that sadness and recognize you can still breathe. And as you connect with that sadness, as you feel it, allow it to share its wisdom with you. Allow it to show you the changes that you can make in your life that would invite in more happiness. What could you choose to do or be that would allow more joy? So breathe deep. Whatever positive messages your sadness is sharing, allow yourself to receive that and to feel it. And as you connect with it, as you listen, as you honor it, feel that sadness start to shift, start to change. And then the sorrow and grief change too. So take a deep breath and take a moment just to connect with any other fear or any other emotion that you've been rejecting or avoiding over the years, over the decades. You're being held in love. So allow yourself to see, to hear, and to feel whatever's there. Because you know you can change it when you listen to it. So identify the feeling or feelings that are still there. And invite them to speak. Invite them to guide you in positive ways. Take a few minutes to listen, to understand. And any time that you, as an empathic being, as a human who feels, has judged yourself to be wounded, to be broken, to be fractured or hurt by what you have felt, allow that to shift and change within you. Allow yourself to feel whole and complete as you feel what's happening within you. Feel that healing within your solar plexus, within your nervous system, and within your skin. Feel those connections within your body, that flow of information healing and changing, growing stronger and more powerful. Feeling more connected to yourself and how you feel, what's happening within your body. Feel that moving into your skin, that boundary between the outside world and your inner world. Allowing that flow of information so you can perceive what's happening, but also discern the truth. Feel your skin healing, becoming healthier boundary for you. And feel your skin breathe in and out. Feeling lighter, cleaner, clearer. And take a moment to perceive all the light that is around you, to see it, to hear it, to feel it. And recognize all the light within you. Now imagine if you allowed that connection, all that light outside and within, to connect, to resonate, and to grow. And what could happen if you recognized the greatest within you and allowed it to recognize with to resonate with the greatness within others. So take a moment to feel within you all that you've rejected. The emotions, the feelings that you've rejected. The experiences you've rejected. Everything that you judged about yourself or your life that you tried to push away or avoid or get rid of. And allow the light to shine on that so that you can really understand it instead of running away from it. And any darkness or discomfort or heaviness or pain within you, shine a light on it and feel it start to change. Breathe deep into it. And any pain that you've been avoiding, that you've been trying to cut off or push away, connect with it and allow it to heal now. The longer you avoid it, the longer it stays. So connect with it. Recognize the wisdom that it's trying to share with you. And let that energy change. Let the emotion change. So breathe deep. And connect with your energetic body, your chakras, your energy centers, and your aura. Just take a moment to witness that flow of energy within you and around you. And as you breathe in, allow that flow to move through you. As you breathe out, anything that you're ready to surrender, to allow to change, allow that to happen now. So witness you as a body of energy, fully in flow, without barriers, without resistance, without trying to control. And in that state of flow, that state of receiving, imagine what could change in your life, what could be different. Just allow yourself to witness the possibilities, the opportunities that are there for you. You don't have to know the how. Just allow yourself to receive. Now allow yourself to witness that flow within and through your physical body as well. Recognizing that your physical body is energy and that there's a flow of processes, flow of information, a flow within every system. There's never a part of you that is stuck, that is fixed, or that is unmovable. Your skin is always moving and changing. Your blood is flowing. Air is moving in and out of your lungs, and through your system, to your cells. There's movement through the muscles, through your lymphatic system, and even through your bones. Everything is always changing, healing, regenerating, growing, and transforming. Allow yourself to feel those processes within you. And recognize all the information that you're receiving from your environment around you. What you can hear as it goes through your nervous system to be processed, to be understood. What you can see even with your eyes closed, your awareness of the world around you. The light moving within your body, through your body. And what you can feel both physically, the seat underneath you, the clothing in your skin, the temperature of the room, but also what you can feel energetically in the room around you. The presence of the furniture, the energy of any plants. So take a breath and expand out through your room. And just allow yourself to recognize all that's happening there and to relax into that. You already do this unconsciously anyway, so allow yourself to do it consciously for a moment. And breathe deep into that expansion and that spaciousness. Feel into it. Allow yourself to feel everything that's around you. Feel the energy of it. And allow yourself to feel everything that's going on with inside of you. Your body functioning. How your emotions are changing. And any memories that are coming up. Feel that flow within your nervous system. As you receive, as you understand, and as you respond. Just allow yourself to be at peace with your capacity to feel, a state of acceptance, of that empathy. And allow yourself to celebrate how amazing it is. It's a superpower. So take a few nice deep breaths. Really allow yourself to become aware of your physical body and all this healing and awareness to be present within your physical cells, all your systems. Take a moment, take a few nice deep breaths, have a stretch. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that feels different. So if any of you would like to take a moment to share any information that came through, any insights, any clarity, any healing, we would love to hear that. Any questions that came up? We've got a few minutes left. Yes, yeah. So in terms of today, what I would say is just to pay attention to what you notice physically, emotionally, energetically. So if you feel like you want to put on some nice, soft, comfortable clothes, or really pay attention to, the fabrics and the patterns, how things feel, the furniture, your world around you, just really getting used to noticing the feelings of that. Then do that, go outside, have a walk, have a stretch, do some exercise. Notice that the feeling of how your body feels when you're engaging it, when you're paying attention to it. The same with food, anything like that, any kind of physical connection. And also spend some time sitting with your emotions. If it feels like you need some more time with that, then that's absolutely fine. But keep sitting and having those conversations and asking what positive messages they have to share with you. Because the more you do that, the more you open up that dialogue, the more you communicate, the less they shout at you, but also the less afraid you are, the more empowered you are, because you know that you can work with them and that things can shift and change. You're not going to be stuck in any type of emotion or experience. Uh, Tuna, glad you had your tissues. Yeah, good. I'm glad you had some emotional release. That's great. Definitely a good time for that. Yeah, so keep going with that. Thank you to Allison. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Jan. So Jill, I went to the sacral chakra, started making sounds and releasing lots of sounds. Amazing. Good. Yeah. I don't know if y'all could hear my stomach started growling in the last couple minutes. I'm definitely ready for breakfast. So I hear you, stomach. But yeah, glad that you're feeling a difference there. Emily, awesome. So deep fascia releasing. Great. That is awesome. If y'all don't know about fascia release stuff, that is some really, really cool stuff. Yeah, you can just set the intention that stuff releases as well. But that's very cool that you noticed that, Emily. Thanks for sharing. I hope you have a great rest of the day too. Thank you, Mel. Wonderful, healing, calming, releasing. I'm so glad. Perfect. Now's the time. Thank you. Buzzing and tingling all around my body. Perfect. So great. And definitely allowed myself to tune into lots of old emotions and let them go. I'm so glad. Lots of tears throughout and insights. I'm so glad. Yeah, it's amazing how when we really tune in, we really listen, so much clarity comes through. We have all the answers within ourselves. We forget that sometimes, but they're all there. So I'm really glad you did that. That was definitely the surrender, Allison. Thank you too, Julie. Insightful, good. Lisa, thank you too. Felt my whole nervous system responding more expansiveness. I'm so glad that working with the nervous system and expanding that, creating more spaciousness will change your body. It changes your life. It's an amazing system to work with. Glad I grabbed my tissues too. Definitely, Caroline, amazing. If I were reading your mind, well, maybe I was. No, I do tune in to get a sense of what the group needs. So, and I always find that the group that comes together, there's always kind of a collective issue or issues or things that are in common. So, yeah. So that I'm glad it resonated. I'm glad you felt a difference. That's great. Thank you, Fiona. Feeling holding a digestive system, allowing that to soften and relax. A lot to digest just now. Yeah, that's great. Thank you to Lorraine. Seeing my body as a screen and full of light and space. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think we get really, because of our eyes, and we perceive ourselves as being really solid and fixed, but we're really not. That's the perception. So when we really know that we're energy and that everything is in flow, it's really easy to make changes and new choices and to change things within us. So it's really just changing that perspective and that perception. Thank you, Yenny. Insightful healing. Great. Whole body is buzzing, Allison. That's great. Thank you. I'm really enjoying doing these two. So thank you for showing up and playing along. I'm really glad to hear that. So in terms of meditation, so this is the last one for this week. I'm going to have a think about kind of next week or the week after and see what comes up for that. So I will put a post in the event. So if you're not in the event, you can go into the page and there's a morning meditation event. So you can get updates within that. I still post in the regular news feed as well, but that might be an easier way to make sure that you get that. Yes. So today, do some feeling. Allow yourself to feel. No more running away. No more pushing it away. Also allowing my gut to release some of the barriers. That's great. That's really good to hear. So if you have any questions or anything comes up, you can still comment here, tag me in it to make sure I see it. Oh, Julie's going to re-listen again. That's great. Yeah, that's a good idea. Definitely some of these, if you felt like you needed more time with it, or, actually the second time you hear it, you hear different things. So, so it's definitely good to revisit. Thank you so much too, Rona. Thanks for being here. Yes, and if you have questions or things you want to share, you can also send me a private message through the page. I'd be really happy to hear from you. Yes, so I hope you are all wonderful, and I will speak to you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and enjoy it. Thank you.